Hello, fellow weirdos and humans alike. I just reversed that. Today I'm trying to go for a sad boy aesthetic, but I'm kind of gonna do it really dark and weird, and it's not gonna be something you're probably gonna wear out and about, sadly. Unless you do, and then more power to you. Hang on. It's coffee. But if you noticed, I'm a lot more brighter, even though it's like kind of laid out. And it's because my vanity is actually just kind of propped up on my desk. It's not actually secure at all. It will be at some point, but for now this works and it stands perfectly fine, so I'm not worried about anything falling over. But it's really good and it actually makes me look even better, in my opinion, than I did in the last video. So, without further ado, what it's kind of gonna end up looking like is I'm gonna do like very like groggy eyes. It's gonna be very like you can't really see them type of deal. It's gonna be kind of smoky, kind of like the last look I did with the Alien palette. However, I left most of my foundation kind of wet, so it looks pretty patchy, and it's because I'm going to for this video contour somewhat with like black, which I've done like a purplish black on my Instagram, where I contoured and I did that huge like kind of like etched man type sculpted face, even though I don't have one, but it looks like I do because I have pretty okay cheekbones, but I don't have an amazing face shape, although I like my nose. But what I'm going to do is start off by using skin tone on my eyes, because I didn't set my eyes, but I probably should. And I'm going to use the Alien palette. The best dupe I have for this, even though there's not one, because these colors don't come together in an actual palette. I know I have the vanity mirror in front of me, but it's easier to sit like back here instead of looking there. I look there forwards, like to see how it looks, but I'm not going to actually like look there much, or you're not going to end up seeing me a lot. And just pat this along the eye. Also, I've noticed with this palette that the color payoff, even with matte shades, is actually kind of nice if you wet the brush. Well, not kind of, it is, but like most people only do that with sparkly. Let's see, I'm just kind of evening things out. But if you do it with this matte, it looks like really, really nice. Which I've only kind of like tried it like a couple of times. I don't know how many shades it truly works for, but I know with these like skin tone shades like Titan and Gravity, even though I don't have much tea, it works pretty nicely. And I'm going to be kind of talking like I did throughout the last video, because I'm not going to bother trying to edit anything too much, because I don't really know how. You know, it's okay. Okay. Now I'm going to start my nose contour, and I don't usually contour my nose on a day-to-day basis, but I'm going to for this video. I'm using Gravity. Kind of reddish though, so I wonder how that's going to end up looking. Not good, that's for sure. It's okay. We'll even it out. You're soon going to realize though, my nose is not even in the slightest. So, contouring it is a mess. But thankfully this look is very like hodgepodge, kind of like it's not supposed to be perfect. So technically speaking, see, it's really dark, but once I start putting black on and all that, you won't even really see it. However, I'm gonna dumb it down a bit, because that was a lot stronger than I meant for it to be. Goodness. Okay. It's a bit dumbed down. My nose looks a bit bulbous now, but it's because of the contour. However, soon it'll be amped up a bit once I start using powders and stuff. Okay. So, I was going to start with the eyes, but I realize now that I should probably start with the cheek contour and stuff because I'm using black for cheek contour too. But I'm gonna start, instead of going straight to black, I'm gonna build it up and start with Ghost OG. Yeah. And then I love these names. And then work my way around. Just try to find your bone structure. Everyone has it, whether or not you believe you have okay cheekbones. And then I'm just creating a very small V where the beginning of my cheekbone starts. Because I don't want a lot of product, and I actually forgot to get the one brush that I was going to use for this. Sadly. I'm going to have to go grab that. Okay. Right back, but see, now I have like even weirder sideburns than I already do. Give me 5 seconds. And now you can see part of my Harry Potter-y stuff too. Harry Potter. It's an angled brush, and it's actually really good. It's from Beauty Accents. It's covered in contour though, so I'm gonna have to blow that off. But it's angled. Actually, it's a very harsh angle, and it's not very big, but it's great, and it's very flimsy. Like barely push on it, and it just goes. So it works really nicely with the face. It doesn't like, it's not stiff in the slightest. Hopefully though, it'll bring this. Yeah, it's kind of working it. Okay, yeah, now it is. Didn't know what I wanted to do for a while, like as my second video. Because your first video, you just want to start getting yourself out there. But then your second, you're kind of like, okay, even if you really don't have that many subscribers, you still want to like be good content. Like you don't want it to be like weird or stupid. And personally, I don't think this is weird content. Like people do looks like this. Not a lot of people, but some. And the people that do these type of looks, I watch their channels. So, and I mean, even JeffreeStar does looks like this sometimes. Whether or not he kind of has to look the part and consistently be on point. So, I blended that out kind of. I know you can't really tell that I blended it out, but I did. Because it wasn't really that much. It's just this really small, weird V. Coffee, hang on. Also, the lip I'm going to be doing is kind of like not very intricate, and so that part is going to be like really kind of rushed through, but nonetheless, like I'm not going to really explain it because it just involves literally basically liner. Putting on the black now, which is probably the scariest part of this video, is going to be this black. I'm even dabbing some off on my hand because this is such a good black that I don't want to risk anything. See, it's like, it's a really good payoff, so a little does really go a long way with this product. And then I'm also even going to blend it out with a bigger brush in the hopes that it kind of helps not to like grab it too much, because like when you take a picture with black contour on, you don't look great sometimes. So gotta be careful. But so far so good. But we'll see. Sometimes that's not always the case. Because most of the time, or at least I was before, I was doing purely just looks on Instagram, and so I had to really make sure that they would just photograph well. Now I have to make sure that they also videotape well. And here comes the nose contour. And this is where things kind of, you'll see texture and stuff, sadly. And so, it's kind of, and it's still hodgepodge, like it's nothing amazing. But it furthers it, and it kind of looks like dusty, and so, it's kind of a sad boyish aesthetic type of deal. I knew that it wasn't going to be what most people do, but that's kind of my thing, is not doing what everyone's doing. And I'm just barely taking some on my forehead, because I don't want too much gray everywhere. I just want it on certain areas. And I'm gonna do my jawline with Ghost OG and my chin. However, my chin I'm gonna try to stay away from a bit, because I don't really need to deal with that right now, because that's when the lip type of deal starts to come into play. So, and you could take literally just a black to do this, and a gray. This one's a bit, because Ghost OG is not exactly a gray though, so it's a bit blue toned. But if you take something a bit blue toned, that'll work too. See? And now I'm gonna go in and blend it. I also am probably gonna use my beauty blender and stuff to dumb it down even more, because that was pretty heavy. It was actually a lot heavier than I meant to do. But we'll see. Because I also don't want this video to be too long. So I didn't want to do something that I knew that I'd take forever and finagle and all that. Because I love making sure that everything looks like extraordinary, or at least in my opinion. And sometimes people don't want to watch a video of someone perfecting their nose contour for 20 minutes straight, which I used to do, because I wanted to make sure it would at the very least photograph well. And it did. Not if you go all the way back in my Instagram. If you go all the way back in my Instagram, you'll find very bad images, like very bad makeup looks. Okay, now we're gonna start doing the eye. This is a very hodgepodge type of like just slap it on and go type of thing. And it's because I wanted it to be almost like, because I wasn't doing a, I guess when I said like sad boy aesthetic, I didn't, oh my god. I didn't exactly mean it that way. I meant kind of like if a boy was doing makeup for the first time. Because usually it doesn't end up well. I'll tell you that. So, we're just gonna deepen our socket. And I'm only deepening the outer V of my socket and then taking it up into the crease, but above, underneath my brow bone, see? It's not at all on my lid in the slightest, because you don't need it there. It doesn't need to be there. There's no need for it. My poor nose. And then I'm going to grab a T and put it down the middle of my, it's not a highlight, but I'm gonna try to fix, sadly I'm already gonna start doing this, fix my nose contour a bit, because it looks a bit off, to me at least. You guys probably can't tell, but I can. And truth be told, when it comes to nose contour, I don't care what you think. I only care what I think. So. And then whatever is left of Ghost OG and Gravity, even though I rubbed a bit off, I'm gonna just keep blending just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And so, now what we're finally going to do, and this is where things kind of don't matter even less. Like, this whole look is just, you don't care. And it'd be a really good Halloween type of look, because you could take this and instead do like a brown and then make it like a werewolf type of look, because it's very harsh on the jawline. I mean, I have a pretty okay jawline, but it's very harsh there, so This is where we use the powders to correct things. Because I didn't have any powder on. Well, I had a bit, but it wasn't a lot at all. So to be honest, I know I had some. Because you're not going to come on here with purely wet foundation. That just won't go well. Because also you have to set it at least a bit. Like, come on. But now things are going to start looking at least a little bit better. Because I can start, even though I actually hate baking, I'm going to kind of bake. Well, no, let me rephrase that. My skin hates baking. I do it if my skin didn't hate it as much. Okay. See, if I look at you head on, my nose now looks a bit weird, and that's what I was trying to get rid of, but it's not going away, man. That's kind of the point of this look, is to not have to worry too much about how you look. It's just kind of supposed to be kind of, I say grungy, even though it's probably not really what people opt for when they think of a grungy look. But hopefully that'll help it. Yeah, that helped it. Okay. And now, even though I hate when people do this, I really truly do. I don't even really know why, because it's not like that big a deal. But I hate when people cut underneath their contour. I despise it. I know it may kind of look like I do, but it's only because I set where my beard line is, or my facial hair, very heavily. And so it does, since I use a brush, it cuts down on it. And so it may kind of look like I'm doing it, but I'm not, because I don't like it. I just think it extends the face, and I already have like a pretty ovally face, and so I don't need to make it any more than it already is. But today we are going to cut our contour. And the reason being for that is to kind of disconnect any gray tones that were from here down, just because I don't think it'll look good if there are. You can leave it if you want it to be even more like hodgepodge, like I don't care, I just wanted to kind of go out for Halloween type of deal, but every day is Halloween in my opinion. Probably not in many other people's, because a lot of people don't like Halloween. I honestly don't know why. Then I'll let whatever floats down, I'll just push it into there, because I mean, it looks good, so, and it'll help set, because that part I definitely didn't set. I'm gonna push it down. Okay. And now that's set long enough, because I don't want it to sit really well. Okay. So that's good. Kind of. I know you guys can't see it as well, but we're getting there. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut under the outer V of my eye, and we're going to take the black, I think it's Abduction, and I'll look in a second, and we're going to just use that black instead of eyeliner, because the eyeliner I have at the moment is kind of glossy, and I'm not gonna have a glossy eyeliner under my eye, because that makes no sense. It's not what this look is about. Okay. So we cut underneath. I know you can't see it, but it's air spun, so it kind of sets into the face. And I don't use that much. Because also, again, this is hodgepodge, so it's okay if some of this falls down. And it's very, like, because my skin is kind of, like, I'm not dark in any sort of manner, it clashes a lot, like, the darkness of this contour does clash a good amount with my natural skin tone, which isn't a bad thing. But you have to keep in mind, if you are dark skinned, you may have to, I mean, you might not be able to go with a gray and start with the contour. You may have to make this work more. And even though I'm not keeping this on, I'm just doing this for the video, I'm gonna set my smile lines because they're irritating me. This was truly, truly angering me. Because I hate when that starts to crease, and it's the first part of my face that starts to crease. And like, I deal with it while I'm out and about if I'm wearing makeup, but if I'm at home right in front of powder, I'm not gonna deal with it. Just no. Okay. So far, so kind of good. And now, the finishing part of this is literally just going to be the black part, and I'm actually going to take this. It's because although it kind of doesn't fit into my eye, it'll fit enough to where I can just kind of take it down and just swoop. And I'm gonna barely do it. No, I was wrong. It's called black hole. I knew it. It was that lime. The lime is called abduction. Because it's such a pigmented black that if you just kind of do that, you can get what you're looking for. Yeah, see, it worked. And I am taking it into my actual socket, just so you know. So my actual eye is going to be pretty black. And then I'm just going to take the blending brush, because it looks crazy at the moment. There we go. Okay. And then highlight. Now highlight is going to be a bit weird because it's going to be gray. And the JeffreeStar, get off of me. From the JeffreeStar Platinum Ice Palette. The reason I'm using this is because there's a gray in here, and it's an amazing gray highlight. It actually doesn't really leave a cast on my face. Now, if you're darker than me, it may. Because these are lighter, and so it may do the opposite of what you want it to do. I'm actually going to use the blending brush because I want to hit just certain points with this. And I'm going to use some of Ice Cold, which is the lightest actually shade in the palette. And although you can't really see it right now, you will start to, and once I set my face with my setting spray, you'll see it a lot better, and everything will kind of blend together a lot better. I'm gonna take it kind of up. Cupid's bow, part of the chin, and then brow bone. That is also distended, because it's just how our eyebrows are, and we're okay with it. Okay, so now I was hoping this video would be shorter, but it's not. I'm gonna set the face, and then I'm gonna take black just around my mouth and kind of smudge it, even though I hate smudging my my mouth, because I just don't trust it. Also, this setting spray, you can get really close to your face and it won't leave speckles. It's pretty harsh because it does have a good amount of, I'm pretty sure it does have a good amount of alcohol in it. It's all spray day by, it's Contour Cosmetics, so it's the ones that most people use, but it's the setting spray rather than one of like the flavored ones. I don't know why that's what I went with when I got it, but it is. Because I was like, I want to be. It's when I first kind of started out, and I was kind of like, I didn't exactly know what I was picking, and so I went with that, even though it's pretty harsh on the skin. Because it does kind of, if you're not careful and you get really, really close, it's actually pretty harsh. It does kind of burn for a second, which, just so you know, isn't a good sign. Let's see, now everything isn't as powdery. It really does help melt everything into the skin. It really does. I mean, the contour is not going to, but it's because it's black. And I'm gonna have like a filter over this for like Instagram and stuff, so you're not gonna exactly see the same look as I am on Instagram, at least. Okay, I put the palette back, sorry, because I was getting ahead of myself. And then I'm gonna take black hole, just black hole, and a good amount of it. And I'm gonna above and underneath. And then I'm actually gonna lick my lips a bit, because it does kind of help it. And I'm gonna rub most of it off on my hand, and then basically gonna make it look like I have a mustache. Even though I don't, because I can't grow one. Like, it grows, but it's really patchy. And the reason I placed them where I did is because it's kind of contouring my lip. And it's also making it to where I don't actually have to put any liquid lip inside. For the picture, I might put like a gloss or something, but that's about as crazy as it'll get. But that is the look. I was going to do more eyeliner and push it down more, but I think that this gives a very sultry, soft eye, and it looks pretty decent, in my opinion. And it's not harsh once you really truly look at it. And I'm so red that the gray really does help calm some things down. Others not so much, and there's my lovely neck contour. Okay. Bye-bye.